from your control center as to what you say to whom, how, and when. 6. Discrediting targets. While the powerful silent support of operations by the justice and psychiatric systems has been sufficient to prevent the target from informing the public, the area of discrediting targets is an ongoing activity. Like sabotaging the target's reputation, discrediting their public statements, websites, media appearances, letters to the editor, and the like, are done under the supervision of psychologists and psychiatrists on their staff. If a community-based agent, CBA, has a good track record of intelligently carrying out assignments and has access to a computer, the CBA may apply to the local control center for assignment to discredit work. Excellent communication skills are required. Some of the activities CBAs carry out under supervision are monitoring message boards, WOGs, and open media like indie media for target posts. This is normally done in special shifts and under scheduling and control at a higher level than your local CC. This monitoring is assisted by blog scanning software, which will detect and instantly flag posts relating to activities. The CBA doing this work will immediately reply with comments like, "Someone isn't taking their medication," or "Target name has provided absolutely no evidence." The CBA then will report the post to higher-level supervisors for possibly more detailed responses. Monitoring newspapers in your area for letters to the editor regarding activities. Most editors and many reporters have been recruited and are willing to assist in keeping the important work of monitoring and neutralizing quiet, but once in a while a letter to the editor will slip through. In this case, comments like, "Someone isn't taking their medication," are not an appropriate response. Transcribe and forward such a letter to the editor to the supervisor, along with your proposed response. The supervisor may edit your response and will assist in ensuring your response is printed. Your supervisor will have staff monitoring upcoming talk show appearances by targets. While most talk show hosts, even those somewhat sympathetic to targets, have received discrediting information and often will not host targets, some targets do manage to get on the air. In this case, your supervisor will assign you to call in to the show and instruct you as to appropriate things to say, such as rebutting the target's claims, pretending to be a target, calling and making wacko statements such as, "UFOs are harassing me," or pulling the discussion away from real activities to something like media mind control. Agents who have excellent persuasive communication skills can be assigned, with careful coaching and preparation from supervisors, to pretend to be a target and get on talk shows known to air targets as the guest. These opportunities are great ways to discredit targets by talking about UFOs, things like black helicopters following you, foil beanies, satellites parked just above your home, and perhaps events normally considered paranormal, like seeing things that appear and disappear. These discrediting topics must be a total surprise to the host, only mentioned after the show is in progress. CBA can casually describe the odd behavior exhibited by the target as a result of around-the-clock activities to the target's neighbors. The idea is to focus the target's attention to the target's behavior, hinting that maybe the target is mentally ill. This is easy once the target has developed suspicion that, quote, "everyone is out to get him or her," unquote. It is a special honor for CBAs to be chosen for target discreditation work. 7. Trade-related punishment. This section will give some examples of ways community-based agents with specific trades or situations in the community can apply deniable punishment to targets. Underground utility crews, where the management has been recruited, schedule messy, noisy maintenance at the target's home or business if the target runs a business. This can include having the street torn up for extended periods or repeatedly. Funding for unneeded work is available from headquarters. Taxi drivers can delay arriving when called by the target, especially when going to the airport. Bus drivers have leeway in nasty weather, for example, to stop one stop away from a waiting target and wait there for perhaps 5 minutes, ostensibly to get back on schedule. This can also cause the target to miss connections with the next bus or train. This is especially effective when the target, exposed to bad weather, can see the bus waiting up the street for no apparent reason or not stopping at all at your bus stop. Repair trade people can keep getting it wrong, necessitating many recalls, be late, be messy, overbill the target, and even damage things which were okay. This is especially effective in the automotive repair trade. Medical lab technicians can substitute blood samples or otherwise falsify results, making the target appear to have absolutely no reason for their complaints. Police can frequently pull the target over for frivolous reasons. Telephone and cable TV technicians can reroute legitimate calls to the target's number in large numbers, and this will cause the target to get very angry with these totally innocent callers. Store staff, where the target shops, frequently can be instructed to remove items the target is known to need when a target is known to be coming. Store management can stop ordering a target's favorite items. Restaurants and food delivery services can tell the target they are out of an item known to be a favorite of the target. The key to successful punishment by tradespeople is that while the target is very likely to know they are being punished, these punishment acts must appear to the general public as life's normal breaks. Number 8, target's home. Punishing the target at the target's home is essential for effectiveness of Secret Service operations. If the target were punished in the community but was allowed sanctuary in their home, the creation of a, quote, prison without walls, end quote, would not be complete. One of the very first things the Control Center, CC, will arrange is for homes or apartments adjacent to the target's home to be occupied by both community-based agents, CBAs, and members in the Electromagnetic Operations Manual. Because operations are carried out 24/7 in shifts, homes and apartments which are leased or owned by staff are not used as dwellings. The lease or deed will bear either an entirely false name or the name of a senior staff member whose actual home will be at a different location. Some adjacent homes or apartments are occupied by neighbors of the target who have offered to cooperate in punishment of the target. The initial contact of neighbors to determine their willingness to cooperate is done by senior staff, and incentives to cooperate are often tendered. Here are some commonly used punishment activities which are carried out both by CBAs and cooperating neighbors of the target. Activities are rotated among the choices, but at least one of them is applied daily. Noise. Noise must be of a type which the general public deems normal. Remember that the goal is to have the target aware they are being punished, but not be able to convince anyone else that that is the case. Observe local noise curfews, but plenty of punishment can occur outside noise curfew times. The target must not have easy cause to involve law enforcement. Examples: start leaf blower, times precisely when the target attempts to enjoy their yard, or when EC operators cue the CBA that the target is trying to nap. Loud music from neighboring home. This is an excellent action as it is common. Time it so every time the target opens a window, the music starts. The timing makes the point. It is intentional punishment. EC operator can apply music in adjacent apartments with exceptionally powerful bass directed at the target's unit. Frequent squealing of tires near the target's home. In apartments, frequent drilling into a scrap of wood or masonry held against the target's wall, floors, or ceiling as if working. Alternatively, hammering, especially effective when cued by EC operators that the target is attempting to nap. Tossing golf or tennis balls against the target's home when the target is known to be trying to fall asleep. Ideal for cooperating neighborhood children. Frequent use of sirens near the target's home. Many emergency service employees have a strong sense of community service and willingness to cooperate in this, or by people posing as Jehovah's Witnesses. Knocking on the door for frivolous, nonsensical, wrong address reasons. especially effective when the target is in bed or having a meal. Trash. Leave trash in the target's yard. Frequently, but CC staff will assist in scheduling this so that the target can't quite have a case on which law enforcement will act. Terrifying the target's pets. This requires entry while the target is away from home for an extended period and must be scheduled by CC. Electronic core, EC operators, can render a dog or cat passive for safe entry of the community-based agents by electromagnetic beam. Wounding or killing the target's pet. Rarely used, scheduled when the target has acted in a way so as to deserve special punishment, like divulging the name of a criminally acting secret agent. Killing domestic animals or wildlife and leaving them on the target's doorstep. Scheduled when the target has acted in a way so as to deserve special punishment. Where the target owns substantial land, noxious activities can be arranged and built for next to the property. In one case, a dump, an auto racetrack, and a prison were built adjacent to a target who owned a large farm in an area of natural beauty. While this is rare, it does illustrate commitment to delivering punishment to those deserving of it. Cooperating police departments can visibly watch the target's home, possibly being parked in front of the home when the target returns, repeatedly. End of Organized Gangstalking Manual. The following concluding words are from Dr. Rowney Kilda. Police officers who refuse to take complaint of harassment and sabotage of the target, who they label disturbed, really are not allowed to make diagnoses, as only medical doctors can do that, but may get a raised price for their unlawfulness afterward. Police follow orders, by example, stay behind, secret military-led organization created by the CIA after World War II in NATO countries. They give orders in secrecy to police, media, the legal system, and judges, etc., thus being above parliaments and governments as demonstrated, for example, in Norway, when in 1957, the chief of Stay Behind, Sven Olestad, gave the security code of Norway to MI6, British intelligence, in the UK, acting on his own. We have to trust our allies, he had said. Today, the security code of Norway is kept in Wales. Originally, Stay Behind was created with good intentions to fight communism. Today, it is out of control, and a new, much bigger Stay Behind 2 is active in Norway. The Stay Behind logo resembles the NATO logo. In Italy, Stay Behind was called Gladio 2 and dealt with terrorism secretly in Western Europe. It was responsible, for example, for the kidnapping and killing of Prime Minister Aldo Moro in 1978, while the blame was pinned on the Red Brigade. Today, enemies are communists, and NATO is the opposition. On November 22, 1990, the European Union forbade Operation Gladio, but although Norway follows most EU decisions, this one is omitted. Italy and Belgium had terror actions by Stay Behind, and when the organizations ceased to exist, the terror operations also ceased to exist. In Norway, Stay Behind is called E14. What was its role in Norway's terror actions, if any? Some have tried to get control of Norwegian Stay Behind armies years ago. Who are the back men giving orders to those officially in charge? The late chief medical officer of northern Finland and targeted individual, Dr. Rani Leena Lukanen Kilda. Appendix 1, keywords and phrases from the Organized Gangstalking Manual include Community-Based Agent, CBA, Electronic Core, EC, Electronic Operations Manual, Electromagnetic Beam, Control Center, CC, On-Site Supervisor, OSS, Field Operations People, Psychologists, Psychiatrists, Advanced Computer Communication Systems and Computer